Welcome to a very special broadcast, the day the music died 50 years later, and we are truly thrilled to be joined on the program this evening by a very special guest. Not only was he present at that final concert in Clear Lake, Iowa 50 years ago, but he was also Buddy Holly's lead guitarist for the entire Winter Dance Party tour. He also participated in a number of recording sessions with Buddy, recording on songs such as Heartbeat and It's So Easy. And his is truly one of the most incredible stories in rock and roll history, and we're honored to have him on the line with us tonight to share it with all of us. And it is our pleasure to welcome Mr. Tommy Allsup. Tommy, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Oh, we are doing great out here. How's the weather where you are?
Well, the highways are clear. There's lots of snow. We're about 10 miles from Champaign, Illinois, and that's where we're going to pull over and stop. I'm on my way to Nashville to finish an album with an English guy named David Slater, and we're going to spend the night here and drive on to Nashville tomorrow. So
now, you when I spoke to you earlier today, you were just leaving Clear Lake. Now you've been there the last couple of days, correct?
Right. I've been there for all week. You know, we've had I had a show there Thursday night with my band, then Saturday night I was on with Bobby V and the Crickets, and then, of course, last night was the big night, the big Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show. They had a list of stars on that, man. It was an incredible show, and people really got their money's worth last night, let me tell you.
Man, no, that just sounds like an awesome. I'm telling you, I wish I could have been there. It sounds great. Who were some of the guys on the bill with you?
Oh, they had Los Lobos, they had the Lost Lonely Boys, Delbert McClinton, Bobby V, the Crickets, Peter and Gordon from England.
No kidding.
Dave Mason was there. Man, they had a list of stars a mile long, you know. And it was a great show.
That sounds like an awesome show. Now, tell me, Tommy, when did you first meet Buddy?
I met Buddy in May of 1958. He just got back to America. He had been in England on tour, and I had gone out to Clovis, New Mexico to do some recording with some guys. And I was out there. Norman Petty asked me if I could hang around a few days and do some more recording. I said, sure. And Buddy came in and heard some of the stuff I'd played on and asked me if I'd hang around a couple more days and join him on a session. And I did, and the first song we cut was It's So Easy. And we did some more, and Heartbeat the next night. And It's So Easy was his next release, so they had him on a summer dance party tour, and he called and invited me to go along to play on that. And then I toured with him again in October, and then the final tour was the Winter Dance Party tour.
So you actually, I didn't realize that. You actually toured with Buddy on a couple tours before that. Now, were they with the Crickets?
The summer and the fall tours was with the original Crickets. Then the Winter Dance Party, Buddy had moved to New York, and Jerry Allison and Joe B. Malden stayed in Clovis, New Mexico with Norman Petty, and I decided to go with him on tour. He hired Waylon to play drums, and we hired a drummer named, hired Waylon Genius to play bass, and we hired a drummer named Carl Bunch, and formed a new Crickets band, and that was, when the plane crashed on that tour. We'd been out 12 days on it.
Now, yours was really an incredible story because you were almost a passenger on that plane. Can you share a little bit about that with us, about, what happened?
Yeah. Buddy chartered the plane for me and him and Waylon, and early in the evening, the Big Bopper told Waylon, said, man, I wish I had a seat on that plane. He kind of was getting sick with the flu, and Waylon said, man, you can have my seat. I'm not that crazy about flying anyhow. So Waylon gave up his seat, and Ritchie asked me 2 or 3 times that night at Surf if he could fly my place, and I kept telling him no. And because we'd been having a lot of problems freezing on the buses. We was in our 5th bus on the 12th day of the tour. We was on bus number 5, and they would break down. They had bad heaters in them. We couldn't stay warm, and they'd send out another bus. And so I was anxious to get up there and avoid that 300-mile ride on that bus that night. So, but and right at I was on my way to the airport, went back in to check, make sure we had our instruments loaded, and saw Ritchie, and he asked me again. He was in the ballroom signing autographs, and I pulled out a $50 and flipped it and told him to call it, and he called heads. So I went back and told Buddy back outside. He was already in the station wagon getting ready to go out to the airport, and I asked him to pick up a letter for me in Clear Lake, or in Fargo, that my mother sent me, and he said, give me some ID. So I fished for my driver's license in my wallet, and he said, just give me your billfold, and I'll take it all. So he stuck my billfold inside of his coat pocket. So the next morning when they found the crash site, well, they had 5 wallets with identifications in them, but only 4 bodies. So my name was listed as a possible being on the plane, you know. So yeah, it was a pretty tragic thing, you know, for me.
And you guys actually had to go on the next night and play, didn't you?
Yeah, we did the show in Moorhead, Minnesota that next night. Me and Waylon, it was just kind of a blue haze, you know. It really set in by then that they were killed, you know. And but we did do the show that night and finished the tour. We had a couple more weeks on the tour, and we finished it out. And actually, we finished it out just right down the road here in Peoria, Illinois. It was our last stop on the tour.
That is just, I can't imagine how hard that had to be just to go on and continue that.
Yeah, it was. And we talked to Mr. Hawley that day, and he said, you guys go ahead and if that tour buddy would want you to, you know, he would want you to do that. So he said the funeral's going to be a closed casket funeral, and you guys can't get back here anyhow. You're snowed in up there in that country. And so we did. We went ahead and finished the tour. It was a pretty sad day for everybody.
I can imagine. Now, you were also you guys backed up all of the artists on that tour, correct?
Yeah, we didn't know it till we got to Chicago to start the tour that we had to back up the Big Bopper and Ritchie Valens and Dion the Belmonts and a kid named Frankie Sardo. So Carl and Waylon, we'd been in New York rehearsing Buddy stuff for a week, and we get to Chicago, and they're still, you know, trying to learn what Buddy's going to do, and we get there and they drop a bomb on us and say, hey, you guys, you're going to have to back all the acts. And we didn't know that to start off with, you know. We didn't know until we got to Chicago, so it wasn't fun at all, you know.
What were some of the songs that you guys played with Buddy on that tour?
Well, you know, we started all our shows off with Gotta Travel On, the old Billy Graham hit that was a big hit about that time, and we would do Buddy songs, and he'd throw in an occasional Little Richard or Fats Domino song, you know. And I can't tell you that I know we did all of his stuff, you know, and it was we never did have a set list back in them days. You didn't know what a set list was, you know, and so you just start playing, and you know, you just make up the programs as we went along, you know.
Is it true the last song you guys played was a cover of Brown Eyed Handsome Man? Yeah,
Brown Eyed Handsome Man, and I had forgotten, but Bob Hale, the disc jockey that was the MC that night, I've been with him all week, and he said he remembered. That's the one song that he remembered. We came back out and encored at his show, and that, you know, that was the last one we played,
That's something else, I'll tell you. Well, Tommy, I'll tell you what, if the next time you are on tour and you happen to be out in the Philadelphia or South Jersey area, you've got an invitation to stop on by the studio anytime, and we'd love to have you in studio with us and get to shake your hand. And
man, I'm gonna do that. I'll be up that way one of these days, you know, and I'll sure come in, and you keep in contact with us on the internet, and I'd love to come by and visit with you.
Oh, well, we would love it, too.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you so much for being on with us tonight, and you have a nice, safe ride.
Same to you, man. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.